A few days ago, I arrived in San Cristobal de las Casas, planning to stay there for weeks. Instead, I got back on my motorcycle and rode for 3 days straight to the Caribbean. For one good reason, to try and get my first diving certification. My name is Leah, and with my partner Quinten, we are riding from the Arctic Ocean in Canada all the way to Patagonia, Argentina. We usually travel slowly, staying weeks, sometimes months in one place. Good morning! We are in San Cristobal de las Casas in Chiapas, south of Mexico. And in the last video, I told you that we wanted to spend a few weeks here to enjoy the city that we really love. But change of plans! We are about to leave San Cristobal and start a 3 days journey for me to realize something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So we're finishing packing up the bikes and we're gonna start this journey. Here you have some coffee drying on the side here. Must be the season of the harvest in that region because I see some coffee drying everywhere and I also smell some coffee being roasted. It smells good.
Espero verte menos.
Oh, sí, ya veo. Mira, ahorita se encuentra abierto.
Good morning. I didn't tell you where we arrived yesterday. We are in Palenque, so still Chiapas, south of Mexico. We've been there actually a few months ago, like 8 months ago, I think. Last time we camped in the jungle, we discovered the holler monkeys. And then we visited the Maya ruins because there's a huge site here in Palenque. I'll put the video somewhere here. But last night we decided not to camp because we both had a little bit of work. This morning Quinten had a class to give and yesterday I finished editing a video. So yeah, after the road we were just exhausted. I worked a little bit and then we just collapsed. The road was very cool, but it was almost 7 hours of mountain road, and really on this road you never know what you're gonna find. After a turn there can be a truck driving at 5 kilometers per hour, like huge holes, huge speed bumps or anything. There's always a surprise, so you need to stay super focused all the time, and it's exhausting. Honestly, this is a very nice road. I really enjoyed it, but at the end, you're just like tired, very tired. And this morning, we're gonna get ready to leave again for a new day of road. Hopefully, a bit shorter today. We still have 2 days of road to arrive at our destination. So let's get ready. I'm gonna go faster on the last 2 days of roads because, man, as soon as you leave the mountains, the road is just straight and boring. It's boring to ride and boring to watch. So yeah, I'm just showing you very quickly. Okay. Good morning. We are this morning in Escarcega, which is a small town in the state of Campeche, still south of Mexico. We checked in that kind of motel yesterday, and today we're gonna have our last day of road, which I think will be a very boring day because seeing on the map it's just like one straight line of 5 hours. I'm gonna miss having a little bit of music, I think, but well, that's for the good cause. Let's go. The last day of road wasn't better, still straight and boring roads. Getting stronger and stronger. But the highlight was that we passed through Bacalar and we stopped to have a delicious vegan tacos before arriving to our destination. What? Why? Why? Is it a snake? Ooh. That's a boa again, eh? Well, after these 3 days of ride, we arrived in Mahahual in the state of Quintana Roo, which is very close to the border with Belize. We actually been there a few weeks ago, and that's where I had my first dive, and that's actually why we came back here, because I really like the diving school and instructor here, and I do want to pass my open water certificate to be able to dive more and more and more everywhere where we travel now, because I really enjoy diving. So yes, like this, gonna open me some doors to dive more often and learn more. So yes, feels good to arrive. So that was 3 long days of riding. I'm happy to be here. I think there's a very nice sunset, but somewhere behind the trees, but looks very beautiful. Good morning, guys. This morning is my first day going at the diving school. It is not really a weather that makes you feel like let's go for a swim or a dive, but I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna affect the diving, the visibility. We'll see. Anyway, I am going and I'm very excited. Je dois aller là-bas. Plus qu'à traverser. Aïe aïe aïe, je sais pas à quel point c'est profond. Ah Yummy. Ah, il y a des trucs qui flottent. Putain de merde. Oh putain, c'est super profond, c'est dégueulasse. Ok. Yum. Okay, guys, I officially have my open water certificate, which is my very first diving certificate, and I don't think that will be the last one. So I'm taking advantage to have a little bit of sun that has been quite rare these last days to tell you a bit more about this experience. First thing you need to know is that the open water certificate is the first certificate you can have while diving, and that allows you to go and dive up to 20 meters instead of 12 without the certificate. And then you don't have to do your discrete dive with all the explanation every time because you have the basics that will allow me to dive more easily, more often, and for cheaper. That's why I passed it. The open water certificate is in two parts. So you have a theory part and you have a practice part. The practice part is made of 4 dives. The first day, I practiced a lot on the equipment, so to put everything together, to take everything off, and I did it several times because the goal was for it to become muscle memory. You need to have everything safely put together and to know how to check everything because otherwise you cannot breathe and you die. So it's quite important. So we did that several times until I was comfortable with it. Then we worked a little bit on the theory and mostly on the safety question. So what to do if you don't have any air while diving, if your body doesn't have any air, because same thing, it really needs to become a reflex muscle memory, because if you're in the ocean, if you don't have any air, you have all the reason in the world to panic, and you don't want that. You really don't want to panic, so you need to have reflexes. So you need to repeat that often enough for you to be able to do the thing without thinking. So we did that, and then we practiced underwater, but very close to the beach. We just walked, and when we could immerse ourselves, we just went underwater, practiced all the exercises. After that, I was ready for my first dive. So we took a boat, we went to the first reef. Yeah, that was very cool. The first dive, I did it with 4 kilos of weight, so it's quite a lot, but that helped me going down, so I didn't have to think too much about that. I also went down with the help of a rope. My main problem while diving since the beginning is my ears, because when you go underwater, you have the pressure of the water pushing in your ear. So your tympan, I'm not sure about the word in English, is pushed by the pressure of the water. Instead of being straight, it goes like out of shape, and it is, first of all, painful, and then it can be dangerous because it can break if you put too much pressure. So you need to put some air inside your ears to put some pressure back here and equalize and have your skin back straight, kind of. It's probably not the scientific official explanation, but hopefully you have the idea. That works very well in my left ear. It takes a little bit of time, but once it works, it keeps working, and every time I can do that very quickly, and I hear the air going out and the thing like going straight back. This one just doesn't want to. I don't know, my ears are not connected the same way. This one just doesn't want to equalize, so, or just equalize maybe very, very little by little. It takes time. The first time for my discovery dive, it took me 20 minutes to reach the point where it wasn't painful anymore. And then it goes a little bit better every time, but still way slower than normal people. Now it takes me about 10 minutes, which means that I couldn't do some free diving. And I'm a bit sad about that, because that's really something I wanted to try. Because, yeah, if while free diving, you need to be able to go down quite fast, because you don't have 10 minutes to equalize your ears and go down. Obviously, otherwise you die because you're not breathing. That's the whole concept of it. We arrived at about 12 meters of depth. We redid all the exercises, and then we went to enjoy the rest of the dive. It's just so cool. I don't know. I don't have all the words to describe that, except that it's just magical. It's just having a stroll, but underwater. You're just slow, and you just hear moving slowly and quietly, and observing all the fish, all the life underwater. It's just very special. I found my elements. Honestly, I feel so comfortable when I'm underwater, and I am afraid of everything all the time. I think fear is a big part of my personality, but not underwater. I really feel like in my element underwater. And for example, Quinten dives way more than me. He passed several certifications in Thailand during his travel. He dove a lot of times, even though he had the experience. His body, when he first dive, has the reflex to kind of panic, because his body forget that he can actually breathe underwater. It doesn't take long, but it's like the few seconds of, yeah, shit, I can breathe underwater. I'm not in danger. There's something that needs to click every single time. And I don't have that. Even the first time, everything, I just felt great directly, and I felt so good underwater. And just like, yeah, it was just so cool. It was just so cool. After this first dive, went back up, and then my instructor, because I was feeling very good, suggested that we do the second dive directly. So instead of doing it in 3 days, we would do it in 2. I accepted, and we went diving again, this time with less weight. You need to control the level where you are by the breathing while equalizing. So you go down by exhaling, but also you need some time to hold your breath for a few seconds, just because you need to blow in your ears. So when you hold your breath, you go up. It's kind of tricky. And this time I didn't use the rope to go down. So I did everything with the breathing. That was a little bit more technical, but it went well. Very happy. We went back to 12 meters again in a different spot. We did other kind of exercises, this time taking off the vest, moving the equipment, taking off the bed, putting it back up. Everything you need to do in case of emergency, we practice on it deep in the water. And then we enjoyed a second dive, and that was again beautiful, magical. I mean, I don't have hundreds of words to describe that except magical. Just so crazy to be able to do that. When you think about it, to have the technology to breathe for almost an hour underwater, to be able to be almost a fish among the fish, it's just like incredible. I'm so glad to live in 2025 and 2026 when we see this video, because I'm still late on YouTube. But it's just insane. I'm so grateful to live in a world that has the technology to do that. It's incredible. Just think about it for a second. It's just incredible. So yeah, did the second dive, went on wall, and then came back home. I was just exhausting. I don't know why exactly you are so tired after a dive, because you go slow. It's not like a sport where you have a lot of cardio, you move fast. No, you slow, but still, you're just exhausted after every. At least I am exhausted and starving after every single dive. I think I don't know, your body needs a lot of energy to keep you warm or something like that. But yeah, came back, but I didn't have much time to rest because I needed to pass my theoretical tests. So you have a book with a lot of theory about all the physics, all the gas, all the equipment, all the environment, like everything you can think of about diving. You have to study that. It's about 100 pages, a few videos. So study that all afternoon, all evening, and pass my tests, my theoretical tests in the evening. Passed it and just crashed very hard after that. And the day after, I had my final dive. So I went back to the diving school. Another beautiful day. Yeah, yesterday I went to the diving center by foot. Was 40 minutes walking, but the streets were flooded, like very flooded. I was absolutely soaked. So today I decided that I'll be soaked anyway. I'd rather be soaked only 10 minutes on a motorcycle than 40 minutes by foot. That is my decision. Okay, let's go. Yay! My feet are still dry. Everything to go diving anyway and get wet, but it's not the same thing. Getting wet in the sea versus getting wet in your boots. And now the mission will be to find the actual garage on the back of the diving shop. I think I found it on the map, but I am not sure. Buenos días. Estoy buscando para a Lux Diver. Okay. Ici? Voilà. Parfait. It was raining a lot. So no boat wanted to work. Actually, the instructor ordered a boat for us to be able to go to the reef. It arrived more than an hour late because, no one wanted to work in these conditions, but we could go. And this time, I didn't have more exercises to do on the water, so that was just enjoying the dive. We went to another reef a bit further, a bit deeper, so we went to 19 meters depth this time. It was a bit more challenging because of the rain, there was a lot of current. Even underwater, you start to feel the waves. But could go down. This time, because of the current, I used the rope again. And I could film that dive. But I just checked the images and I'm a bit sad because there was some condensation in the case of my GoPro. So it's not as great as it was in real life. You don't have all the contrast, all the colors that I actually seen. It was a bit sad. but you still have some images. We dove up to 19 meters, and this time we had all the time of the dive to just explore this part of the reef. And oh man, that's incredible. That was even more beautiful. I don't know how it's possible, but it was even more beautiful. The reef was even more lively, and something I was dreaming a lot about. I've seen my very first sea turtle underwater. I am so excited. That was really a dream since my discovery dive to see a sea turtle. It's huge. It's way bigger than I thought, because I mean, a few weeks ago I realized like the baby turtle in Oaxaca. It's not the same anymore. Grew up a lot. We've seen some rays as well, and plenty of fishes. That was just super mega cool. I loved every single second of it. I felt so much in my element. I love it. I just love it so much. Came back up. Big change of atmosphere when you come back here because it's all quiet and slow underwater. It's just another dimension, and then you come back up and you have all the waves or the rain. It's just like, okay, back to reality. We have to swim up to the boat because it was a bit further away. It was actually quite challenging with the waves. We came back to the diving school and I received my certificate. I am very happy. It's not a big deal. It's quite easy to pass. Anyone can pass it. But still, I really feel like it opens the door to a new world for me. I want to spend more time in the water, and I'm very excited because I still have all Central America to cross. I'm so grateful to have spent my time and my money doing that. I think that was a good way to spend my money. I mean, it was also cheaper in Mexico than it would have been in Belize, for example. I think I might pass other certificates in the future. I think I want to do more because I really, 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 I don't know if I mentioned it, but I really loved it. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. So, yes, I hope you won't mind seeing a bit more diving with the motorcycles. I can't stop here. I just can't stop here. It's just too fun, too cool. So, I hope you don't mind. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one where we come back to San Cristobal de las Casas. Yeah, in the next video. Cheers, guys!